Well, tomorrow they play Plymouth at home, a match which could confirm their promotion back to League One. This is the equation then. If they win and either Torquay or Crawley lose their matches, then Swindon Town can start their celebrations. Otherwise, well, they're just going to have to wait a little bit longer.
It might be a bit of a party in Swindon, where Paolo di Canio's team take on Plymouth Argyle. At the very top of the table there, you'll see that Swindon will be promoted back to League One just a year after going down if they win and either Torquay or Cheltenham lose. The pressure's off, though, because they're just so far ahead now of the rest, but it's a thrilling prospect, nevertheless, for the team in front of their home support.
Yeah, it's very exciting to be here at the moment. You know, we got a big chance on Saturday to you know, get promoted. But even if it doesn't happen, I'm sure it'll be soon, because we are in a great position to win it. And if it happens here on Saturday, it's a massive bonus, and I'm sure it'll be a nice place to be at.
As Swindon were the Championship elect team, Shrewsbury and Port Vale also on 6 points, who lost their 10 points, and probably Port Vale would have been in with a great chance, wouldn't they? Swindon, I suppose Paolo declared them champions around about Christmas, didn't he? They're nearly there now, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. It's been a fantastic run, and fair play to Paolo di Canio. I mean, he's the kind of person that we need in football. I think we need big characters, and you know, even at League Two level, he's still commanding big headlines, and it's great for League Two that he's down there and you know, learning his trade in that division and bringing the spotlight onto League Two in the way that he has.
Of course, you know Swindon well, AD, and beating Northampton, you know, put them nearly there, didn't it?
Yeah, very much so. I've been to the county ground a couple of times this season, George, and Di Canio, as Matt says, you know, he's a great character. I've got to be honest, you know, at first I thought it raised a few eyebrows. Maybe Swindon, you know, bit off more than they could chew when they appointed someone like Paolo, but I think he learnt very quickly, possibly made a few mistakes very early on, but, you know, like a man, he admitted them and moved on, and, you know, they've gone on strength to strength. Disappointed, obviously, a day out at Wembley ended in tears.
Yeah, it's a big club, though, isn't it? It's not a League Two club, really. It's an ex-Premier League club.
Ex-Premier, yeah, I played against them when they were in the Premier League, so it seems a little bit odd to see them down in League Two, and certainly the Wiltshire fans will be hoping that they can get themselves back into at least League One, and who's to say, you know, with Paolo at the helm, they couldn't do back-to-back.
Could be this weekend for Swindon. Top of the table, on merit, of course. Torquay and Shrewsbury. Fantastic season for those two clubs in the top three at the moment. Crawley, Southend, Cheltenham and Oxford occupy the playoff places, but Crewe only outside there on goal difference. And Gillingham and Rotherham trying their best to make up ground. Bottom of the table, the bottom two can't go down this weekend. They're still fighting for their lives, Hereford and Macclesfield. And Barnet not very far away.
In League Two, much more straightforward here. Swindon will be promoted if they win against Plymouth, and either Crawley or Torquay lose this afternoon. They could be celebrating in Swindon as well tonight. A home win against Plymouth will be enough, but only if Crawley or Torquay lose. But even if they have to wait a little longer, whatever Paolo di Canio is doing, it seems to be working, as Bianca Westwood's been finding out.
For some teams, form might take a dip after the disappointment of a cup final defeat. Not Paolo di Canio's Swindon Town. It's just not allowed.
I thought we played well at Wembley. I thought we were a better team, if I'm honest. But obviously, Gaffer wasn't too happy with the performance, but he just says go and win the league now. So that's been our aim all season, and then especially with disappointment at Wembley. We wanted to win the league even more, so I think we've just went out and played like we've been playing, and we've been getting wins.
Why wasn't the gaffer happy with the performance then? What was wrong with it? Who wants to answer that one?
We didn't win.
He just expects you to win every game, and he wants you to go out and play and dominate in every area of the pitch, and because at times we let ourselves down a little bit, he just sort of wasn't happy with it, and it was a big occasion, a lot on the day, and we just didn't do it, and I think he was disappointed himself. So
he's demanding, but you know, even when we win, he demands more. But Morecambe last week, we didn't play well, but won the game away from home, and boys come in all happy, and the manager let us know that the performance wasn't great. But no, like since Wembley, I think we've won 3 out of 4 and not conceded a goal and all them sort of things. So, you know, we've got a lot of character in the squad, and we showed that numerous times this season, and we're on the brink of something special.
The stats are a bit special. They've won 16 of the last 19 league games and have the most clean sheets in English football, conceding only once at home in the league in 6 months. But it's not all about the defence. They can score goals too.
we are well organised defensively, but when we attack with numbers. The gaffer likes, I think, 4 or 5 in the box when we're crossing and delivering balls from wide areas. So he wants to score goals, and we are definitely an attacking team as well.
Top goal scorer by now.
Just.
Is it 10 or 11?
11.
11. Is that league goals?
No, it's all competition.
Benno's catching you up though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only been here about a month.
When I first came, that was the first thing that struck me about how organised he was. And
He makes you work hard, doesn't he?
makes
Don't
you
get many days off.
No, I think I've had 3 since I've come here.
Since January?
Since January, yeah. So, we work hard, but when you're sitting there on your sun lounger in the end of May or June and you've got your champions and all that hard work, it's worthwhile.
Championship teams aren't as organised as us. Like
Really?
how he does it with us is like from the top of the coach manual. He doesn't take or he doesn't accept. Like it doesn't care where you are and what league you play in. You should be in the right position at the right time, wherever the ball is in the pitch, off the ball. And if you're not, he'll stop it and show you on the video. We watch videos after every single game for an hour. And he tells you where you're being wrong. Very seldom do we watch our good parts. It's always about how we can improve as players, and that does show. Then when the course of the season goes on, it just gets drilled into you and becomes second nature to you.
Is anyone frightened of him?
Every one of us.
Really?
Not frightened of him.
I'll wet himself.
I've seen a few boys that have put it to him type of thing and tried to say things. I don't agree with what you're saying, and you don't see them again. So the lads
Whatever. They disappear off the face of the earth.
Stand up at the training ground next day.
They're relying on both Torquay and Crawley to slip up at home today before they can start celebrating like this. But there is a feeling that it's when they lift the League Two trophy rather than if.
just want to wrap it up, I think, as quick as we can. It's been a long season, it's been tough. We've had some long away trips, last week especially, 2 long trips away, and to just get the season done and dusted where we can sit back and relax then and enjoy what we've done this year without the pressure of having to keep winning and winning and winning. So, I think that's what we want first and foremost, is just get promotion and get the title done and enjoy it.
And then you can have some time off, yeah? Hopefully.
Hopefully, you just never know. You just never know. So.
You might turn around and say, right, I want to see you in on Monday.
Yeah, we've heard a few dodgy rumours, so which is
like what?
Oh, fingers crossed. I don't want to say on camera just in case they get any ideas from it.
It's will they or won't they today against Plymouth. A win will take them one step closer to the title and a place in the sun.
Yeah, well, they are almost there, but I just wonder, Phil Thompson, will they have a problem holding on to Paolo di Canio, who's come in, and looks like he's going to win the title in his first season?
He's enjoyed it and they've given him a chance. I think exactly that, because people will be looking at him. Swindon have took the chance, given this maverick his opportunity. Well, how good is he? He's just absolutely fantastic. You would love to see him in the Premiership. Whether that'll happen this summer, he will be there and he will be just absolutely sensational.
It was the chairman, Jeremy Ray, who appointed him. And in fairness, I think at the time there was a lot of flack directed in the chairman's direction, for actually appointing someone like Di Canio.
Yeah, but, it goes to show that, these characters' personalities, it's whether they're a chairman or an owner is prepared to be strong enough to stand up and say, I'm trying it, I'm going for it. And we'll see where it goes, because he didn't know where it was going to go. I don't think Paolo knew where it was going to go, but he was keen to get in. He's done his coaching badges. I think he was fed up sitting in the box at West Ham with a scarf, getting the fans singing his name, and still feeling as if, it'd be a joke if he got the West Ham manager's job. Everybody was thinking that. But I always remember stories that came out of Celtic when Paolo Di Canio was a player there, Jeff, and the amount of graft he put into his training. He had personal trainers, he trained harder than everybody else who was ever at the club. So I'm not surprised that the players are saying they get very, very few days off. Determination gets rewarded.
Paul Benson said he's had 3 days off since January, which is one more than me.
God.
Well, it could be a big day for Swindon today. They could clinch promotion back to League One at the first time of asking, but it could be a bigger day for the Swindon skipper. I think Johnny Phillips can explain.
Yeah, absolutely. Paolo Di Canio forced into a very late change in this because Alan McCormack, the captain, was warming up with his teammates when he received the news that his wife had gone into labour. So being the good family lad he is, he rushed off to hospital to be with his wife. I'm not sure what the Swindon hardcore fans will make of that. Paul Caddis has come in to replace him, but I think he's got his priorities absolutely right. Surely there's more to life than kicking a football around.
Yeah, well said indeed, Johnny. Now then, no captain for Swindon, and I wonder if that's affecting them at all. They're looking for an immediate return to League One. They've won 16 in the last 17 home games in all competitions. And listen to this, they've conceded 1 goal in the last 15 league games at home. Absolutely astonishing. Swindon looking good at the moment, Johnny Phillips.
It's a fairly evenly matched game, and it's full credit to Plymouth for that. The one chance we've had so far came with Simon Ferry broke through from midfield, and then from a fairly tight angle forced a really good save from Jake Cole in the Plymouth Argyle goal. But other than that, not a lot to speak of about. Still 0-0.
Swindon can be promoted today, of course, but only if they win and either Torquay or Crawley lose. Well, at the moment, absolutely none of those things are happening. Not even Swindon are doing their bit. They're having a problem or two against a relegation-threatened Plymouth Argyle. Are they looking in command, though, Johnny Phillips?
Not really. Plymouth have a corner as you come to me now, so they've got a bit of defending to do. They've had a couple of half chances, but no real clear chance. The best one came from a Jay McEverley free kick, swung into the box, and there was the big centre-half, Aidan Flint, up for it, but he just sort of slid his shot wide when really he should have got it on target. But no clear-cut opportunities for either side, really, yet.
Let's go and find out how Swindon have started the second half after the words of Paolo di Canio, which are doubtless ringing in their ears right now. 0-0 at half-time against struggling Plymouth. Johnny Phillips.
Yeah, well, they were almost in a bit of a spot of bother early on in this second half when Wes Foderingham came charging out of his goal to take on Warren Feeney, the Plymouth striker, who'd made a good break down the right. It almost took him out, but the referee decided he hadn't and instead awarded a throw-in. But a nervy moment there for Swindon early on in this second half, and they've just not quite been at the races today, so it's still 0-0.
Let's go off to the game at Swindon, shall we? Swindon have won 16 of the last 17 home games, but so far struggling to see off Plymouth Argyle. Johnny Phillips.
Yeah, frustration for the home fans at the moment. They just can't get that breakthrough. They thought they got it a few minutes ago through substitute Luke Rooney, who got onto a cross on the far side of the box. His shot beat the keeper, but some frantic Plymouth defending got it cleared off the line, so still 0-0.
0-0. Plymouth unbeaten in the last 6 games. They're 5th from bottom at the moment. They're not absolutely safe, but they're looking pretty secure. Crawley down to 10 men against Wimbledon, and now behind as well. Tony Millard.
Yes, a marvellous counter-attack from Wimbledon down the left. Moncur created the opportunity, a square ball into the area. First time, 15 yards out. Sammy Moore cracked it home. It's Crawley 0, Wimbledon 1.
So what that means is that if Swindon could score a winning goal against Plymouth today, they will be promoted this afternoon. Any sign of that goal, Johnny Phillips?
Not at the moment. They're putting a lot of high balls into the box now, but Darren Pearce, the sort of seasoned campaigner at the back there for Plymouth, is dealing with plenty of stuff, and at the moment they're still struggling to get this breakthrough.
Yeah, just can't get the breakthrough at the moment that they require. A 0-0 not enough to send them up today, despite the fact that Crawley are losing at home to Wimbledon. There's a goal to tell you about at the Broadfield Stadium as well, where Crawley were trailing by a 1-0 against Wimbledon. Tony Millard.
Yes, well, they're back on terms now, and he does what he does best. Gary Alexander, a first-time shot, receiving from Danny Bullman, nearly broke the back of the net. Crawley back on terms. They're working hard with 10 men. Crawley 1, Wimbledon 1. Gary
Alexander's 21st goal of the season, his 7th for Crawley.
Goals galore in the football matches involving our teams today. Swindon are celebrating promotion to League One after Alan Connell scored the only goal of the game against Plymouth.
Swindon left it late to claim the win that all but mathematically confirms their promotion. Sub Alan Connell scored the goal with just 6 minutes to play. But draws for Crawley and Torquay have kept the celebrations on hold. A point away at Aldershot on Tuesday will definitely mean they'll play in League One next season. But a bittersweet day for manager Paolo di Canio. He left straight after full-time following news his mother passed away yesterday.
Let's go to League Two. Champagne still on ice for the moment for Swindon. They now need just a point, really, to guarantee their promotion back up to League One. Their latest victory achieved without their skipper, Alan McCormack, called away before the game because his wife went into labour. Exactly what you should do. There's more to life than kicking a ball around. Substitute Alan Connell's late winner saw off Plymouth at the county ground. Means promotion could be assured on Tuesday at Aldershot. They need just a point from that game. And just to let you know, interesting little stat about Swindon. You might think because it's Paolo di Canio's side that he would tell his team to express themselves, score lots of goals, but actually it's their defence that has been key. They have conceded just 1 at home in the league in 24 hours of league football at the county ground. So Swindon's defence rock solid, and that's really been the key to them being so prolific this season at the other end of the pitch.
Well, as for the rest of League Two, we start at the county ground where Paolo di Canio's leaders Swindon had a chance to seal automatic promotion against Plymouth.
The death of Paolo di Canio's mother has cast a shadow over what would otherwise be a week for the Italian to savour. The Swindon manager on the bench despite hearing the news on the eve of Plymouth's visit. Raffaele De Vita very nearly gave the leaders the early goal they craved on a day when Di Canio's emotions understandably appeared to be even more taut than usual, even throw-ins hotly disputed. For 85 minutes his team was frustrated by an Argyle side which could still slip out of the league. Luke Rooney's effort hacked off the line by Paul Watton. The breakthrough eventually came thanks to a sharp turn and first-time shot from Alan Connell. Though results elsewhere mean Swindon must wait a few more days at least before they can clinch promotion. Di Canio, in the meantime, has returned to Italy to be with his family.
Meanwhile, at the top end of the table, was Swindon edging ever closer to promotion. And you can't question Paolo Di Canio's commitment to the cause, particularly after the tragic loss of his mother, just the night before.
Yeah, obviously stayed for this game before he left for Italy, and I don't think anyone can question anything that he's got to do with Swindon this year, because it's been fantastic. You also can't question their record of conceding goals in the last 15 or 16 games.
One in the last 16. It's incredible, isn't it?
That gives you a chance, doesn't it?
To football, Swindon need just a point from their remaining 4 matches to confirm their promotion. It would take an unlikely sequence of results to deny them now, and the fans at yesterday's 1-0 win against Plymouth believe they've already done enough. Here's Alistair Durden.
They think it's all over, and in truth, bar the mathematics, it is. Swindon 12 points clear of 4th place with 4 games left to play.
Not quite guaranteed though, we want to make sure that little P's there on the table.
That's it, just goal difference, but we've got such a superior goal difference, no chance, we're up.
But they left it late to claim their winning goal, Alan Connell 6 minutes from the end. Big celebrations on the pitch and in the stands.
We've done all we can. It's another clean sheet. It's an incredible record we've got here, and it's a real team effort today. I'm so pleased for everyone.
But celebrations tempered with sadness. Manager Paolo Di Canio wore a black armband during the game after his mother passed away on Friday night.
I can't speak highly enough of his professionalism and the way that he was determined to see this job through, but clearly now he's wanted to get away quickly to get over to be with his family in Italy, and our thoughts really are all with him.
He is expected to return tomorrow as Swindon look to rubber stamp their promotion on Tuesday night at Aldershot. Alistair Durden, BBC Points West.
In League Two, Swindon had a chance to seal promotion against Plymouth, and although they won, the champagne was put on ice because other results didn't quite go their way. And a shadow was also cast over proceedings by the death of manager Paolo Di Canio's mother. Di Canio waited until after Plymouth's visit to the county ground before returning to Italy. He didn't get to see his team rubber stamp promotion, but it's long been a formality now, and Alan Connell's match winner means Swindon only need another point. Argyle are almost safe, but their Football League status still isn't secure.
Now, back to Crawley, creeping towards the automatic promotion spots in the league. But up top, Swindon look to have the division locked up. An 8-point lead they're enjoying now over Shrewsbury with 3 games to go, courtesy of their win over Plymouth. Difficult day this for Swindon manager Paolo Di Canio, of course, who learned of the death of his mother the day before the game. Post-game, Paolo indeed flying back to Rome to be with his family. The club expect him back for tomorrow's game with Aldershot. And our best wishes to Di Canio. The match saw Plymouth give the runaway leaders a bit of a fright. Then normal service was resumed with a late winner from Alan Connell. 6 games unbeaten now for the Robins, and 6 clean sheets too, which equals a club record. They can seal the title tomorrow with a point against Aldershot. The defeat, meanwhile, leaves Plymouth needing 3 points from their last 3 games to stay up in League Two. So a win on Saturday against Oxford, and they would be mathematically safe. Right. What do you think about Swindon going up? Because, of course, they did get a bit of a lesson from Chesterfield in the Johnston Paints Trophy the other day.
But we did say they'd respond in the right way, and they have. Paolo said a while ago, didn't he, that they were the best team in the division. They were going to prove it by winning the league. We wouldn't argue with him.
No, you certainly wouldn't. It looks pretty much sorted out for them.